show me that. That looked good.
That looks pretty darn good.
All right, we are returning back to open session. I want to go ahead with the next item on the agenda, which is citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments? All right, please step forward to the podium and give your name and address. Ms. Gordon.
Ruth Gordon, 1808 Historic 66 West. It's down here, and it's where I've lived all my life. And I want to thank all of you for what you've done for this school. You have really helped the citizens of the city. And sir, Mr. Shawn, you were raised up for such a time as this. And God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sending all of those folks in to pick up all that stuff, because I couldn't have done it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Are there any other comments from citizens? All right, we're gonna move on. We have a promotion. I'll turn this over to John. We're gonna call for Officer Moore.
So yeah, we have a promotion tonight in our police department. We're all very excited, very proud of this gentleman. And you can see his support team there. We got a great police department, without a doubt. And just their presence here for this pinning ceremony, I think shows that. Dan?
Congratulations, Officer Moore. Last time I could tell you that. That's a tradition. We'd have your wife opinion here. Congratulations.
Good job, Ryan.
Are we getting a speech too? Is there gonna be a speech? Chief, is there gonna be a speech after this?
Yes, there is.
Okay. All right, our next order of business is a reappointment to Jeremy Gordon to the Board of Adjustments. I entertain a motion.
Second.
So we got Mr. Hyatt, Mr. Farnham. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilman Farnham?
Yes.
Councilman Hyatt?
Yes.
Councilman Rice?
Yes.
Councilman Hayden?
Yes.
I see his face.
Sorry.
Say that again, Councilman Hayden.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Conley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Coyne?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so moved. We'll move on to the City Administrator's Report. Mr. Doyle.
Yeah. Getting it pulled out.
I feel like a kid that's terrible at school, but corner.
It's if you go down to the corner here, like the stream.
Yeah.
There, it's okay.
See if I can change that, maybe that one can see it.
That works.
There, it did not work. There we go. So kind of go through the month events, and I do appreciate Ms. Gordon's comments tonight, and we will briefly take the council through some of the storm damage that we've seen within the city. At the end of the slideshow, real briefly, Park Board met on April 11th. Some of the discussion topics, obviously, events within the park, including the Best Sapper Competition on April 19th, which is tomorrow, so please plan on attending if you do not. The Walnut Hills, May 16th through 19th, and Kids to Park Day, June 1st. Utility Committee met April 1st. Some of the discussion topics there included street light projects that are planned for this year within the city. These locations include Brentwood Terrace, Briar Point, Woodland Hills, and the Summit Area SIP. Utility Committee also discussed a Master Services Agreement, which is a function of the mutual aid agreement. And that's important because an action item tonight, HB 2024-12, is the mutual aid agreement, which the city was the recipient of. And we've also sent crews for mutual aid across the entire nation. We've had mutual aid help in Florida and other locations, whether it be hurricanes, tornadoes, storms. We get solicited for mutual aid response through MPUA. And this particular storm that we'll be discussing this evening, actually the city of Waynesville was able to receive mutual aid. And then we discussed a electric feeder tie, feeder 2 tying to feeder 3 near Dyer Street. And we're kind of showing how the feeder runs through the field. We have a lot along Dyer Street, which borders the Dyer Street Bridge, which was acquired by through that project by the city. And we plan to connect those two feeders together and loop that system. The next meeting for utility is scheduled for May 6th at 3:30 p.m. Economic Development Business Spotlight this month was Phelps Health, Waynesville campus. The next meeting for Economic Development is May 6th at 5 o'clock. Roads and Grounds, we discuss Sweetburg Road improvements. If you've been along Sweetburg Road, you've noticed in the past 3, 4, 5 months, there's been a pretty significant effort by the city to open the road right-of-way up, open some overhanging limbs, and also some ditching projects to remove the stormwater and drainage from underneath the road and taking it through the ditch and culvert system into the main creek. The next meeting for Roads and Ground is scheduled for May 7th at 4 o'clock. Emergency Services and Police Committee was held April 4th. Again, Detective Corporal promotion of Mr. Brian Moore, which we just actually got to see the pinning ceremony for. Something to take note, the next meeting scheduled for the Police and Emergency Services Committee is May 2nd, and I think that we may have a time change to 4 p.m. instead of 3:30. We are planning that for the May meeting and moving forward. Finance and Human Resources was held April 4th. The fiscal 2023 audit. Auditors from KPM were on site the first week of April. And looking at the CID, this year's CID is actually tracking on pace or above previous years. And this is tracked if you follow this graph out from the onset, every single year the CID has improved, and even through COVID, it held its own. It didn't drop much at all, not even measurable, and we continue to grow that CID, so that is really good news. The next meeting for the Finance and Human Resources Committee is May 2nd at 5 o'clock. Planning and Zoning this month, there was no meeting held. The next meeting for Planning and Zoning is May 14th at 5:30 here at City Hall. Special events, again, Best Sapper Competition. Invite you to come out tomorrow. You get to see a lot of really neat things with your military, and it's kind of an event where you actually feel like you're taking part of something, man. I mean, they're landing helicopters and doing things, and it's pretty amazing if you've not seen it. It's very enjoyable. It is really neat. Great event. Second year it's been at our city park, and very proud to, bring that to the public. I ask all to attend. Junior Entrepreneur Seminar at OTC is April 30th. The Wall That Heals again is May 16th through 19th, and the Kids to Park Day is scheduled for June 1st. And briefly, I wanted to go through some of the storm event and share some pictures that were taken by staff. First of all, I want to thank the mayor. It's pretty incredible to get a phone call from your electric supervisor telling you that you have approximately 1,500 to 1,700 homes without power. That phone call comes at midnight. Feeder 1, feeder 2, feeder 3, feeder 4 are out, and the only thing you have going is feeder 5. So why do I want to thank Sean? Because as I'm driving in at midnight, I don't want to mess with Sean. It's midnight, right? These are my worries. That's why he pays me. I show up at 12:30. He's here. Yeah. I didn't call him. He was here. That's how tuned in he is with the community. All of our councils the same way. My phone blows up. How's it going? What recovery efforts are going on? Do you need help? What's that look like? So it's great to just be a part of an amazing team and be able to, kind of see their strengths and feed off of those. As you can tell, this is not near all the damage that was recorded or reported within the city, but I wanted to at least let some of the council, in case they weren't tracking everything that was going on, these are some of the damages that we did see. You see roofs. We had some roofs blown off. We actually had sheds in electric lines. And I'm just going to kind of go through these. Maybe some of the council was out and seen some of these. So mutual aid, I talked about mutual aid. You don't recover from something like this by yourself. It takes partnerships, it takes reliance upon those partnerships, and it's good to know that those are in place, and those were in place prior to really, definitely before I showed up here. And these partnerships, those bonds remain strong, and they remain reliable, which is key when you have it like this, you depend on that. So again, these are pictures of mutual aid vehicles, not our vehicles, within the city. City of St. James, City of Lebanon, and Sean, that is a backyard machine. Rolla Municipal Utilities, and we just want to thank them for that. And a quick briefing on the storm, just for council to know. At midnight on April 2nd, I received a phone call from our utility department. We're out. Totally out of power. City of Waynesville is out of power. Feeder 5 is all we got. 12:30, I'm here. We start working. The whole team shows up. As we start processing what's going on, as a team, as a group, we start assessing who needs to be here, how do we break these up. I will say that initially, by 2 o'clock,
we had teams on the street, numerous teams on the street, analyzing what was going on. We definitely did not have any idea the extent of the damage because of the darkness. It was a weird drive into Waynesville. We looked at, it was just dark. Southside Hunters Point, not a light. Anywhere downtown, nothing. It was just strange. Obviously your jail had generator backup, but just driving through was very strange. We went through, we assessed. I will tell you, at 8 o'clock that morning, through the leadership of this group and the determination, or actually dedication, I think, of the city crews, by 8 o'clock that morning, every single road, excluding one, was passable, open. Okay? By that evening, we had restored power to feeder 3 and feeder 4. By the next day, feeder 1, feeder 2, online. We were down to what I would call onesie-twosies within a day, right? It was triaged appropriately. I can't stand here and take credit for it. I just kind of showed up and watched it happen. And the staff that performed all this, they knew their role, they knew their job, and they performed well. We had Facebook updates almost real time. I know Mayor Wilson provided updates on his page. We're in that area, we're there. He was calling me. It was almost a seamless effort amongst the group, as everybody knew their role and knew what they needed to get done at that time. And that doesn't happen. It generally goes one of two ways. It's either chaos or it's organized, and ours was organized. By 2 a.m., we already had dedicated MPUA mutual aid agreements in place and in route by 2 a.m. I got the phone call at midnight. That's pretty impressive. For me, I thought that was really impressive to get that kind of action. At the end of the day, that effort didn't stop there. That effort continued with the guidance of a lot of the teammates. Okay, we've got people restored in power. It doesn't stop there. We have a mess. They have a mess. How are they going to get rid of these trees? How are they going to? So there was a push to provide relief efforts to the citizens of Waynesville, organized through COAD in the county to include Waynesville, but not Waynesville only, the entire county, St. Robert, Dixon, Crocker, Richland, all those communities, and unincorporated Pulaski County. Those efforts continued at no charge to the landowner to help clean, and in the city of Waynesville, if the debris was brought to the street, we would remove that and take to our leaf dump. Those efforts were heavily coordinated through COAD. I'd like to shout out to Mark Cortesini. He's done a great job organizing that and keeping that effort going and keeping the promises that we made to the people during this time to make sure that we executed. Those promises were more than words. You've seen actions followed behind those promises. So at the end of the day, I think Ruth put it the best. I'm proud of the guys. They did good. I got to get Don's face back up there. There we go.
John always removes himself from the equation, but he was a key part in orchestrating this recovery effort. So we always want to give him support. He had the team in there, and he was doing what city administrators are supposed to be doing, involved, guiding, leading, and setting an example. So we want to say thank you for your efforts too. So let's give him a hand because he tried to reflect it. With that being said, and thank you for the comments. I'm trying to keep myself straight, so if I turn back, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to keep my emotions under control. So I kind of think about being a drill sergeant. With that being said, we have council discussion. Is there anything that the council would like to discuss at this point?
Mayor, I'd like to point out our police department did an excellent job also.
Yes.
Checking the roads, let everybody know what was blocked, what needed work. They even tried cutting some of the trees themselves, so they did a great job.
Let's give them a hand. And all of our first responders out there in the communication. Of course, we're always gonna aim to get better at what we're doing. Any other comments or discussion from this point? All right, we will move on. We do have an ordinance tonight. It is proposed ordinance HB 2024-12, first reading.
First reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and/or city administrator to enter into a mutual aid agreement with the Missouri Public Utility Alliance, fixing an effective date. Second reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and/or city administrator to enter into a mutual aid agreement with the Missouri Public Utility Alliance, fixing an effective date.
Motion? Motion by Mr. Farnum, second by Mr. Conley. Discussion? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilwoman Corn?
Yes.
Councilman Conley?
Yes.
Councilman Hayden?
Yes.
Councilman Rice?
Yes.
Councilman Hyatt?
Yes.
Councilman Farnum?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to item 9. We don't have any other business there, but we'll move on to item 10, certifying the election results. I'll entertain a motion to certify the election results from April 2nd, 2024. Motion by Mr. Conley,
Second.
second by Mr. Hyatt. Discussion. Madam Clerk, call roll.
Councilman Farnum?
Yes.
Councilman Hyatt?
Yes.
Councilman Rice?
Yes.
Councilman Hayden?
Yes.
Councilman Conley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Corn?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, my next order of business is to swear in our city elected members. So when I call your name forth, I'm gonna ask you to step down in front of our city clerk. For Ward 1, Mr. Rob Rice. Ward 2, Mr. Ryan Hicks. Ward 3, Ms. Trudy Dills. She is not here today, but she's likely and she'll be squared away when she gets back. We also have Ward 3, Ryan Bland. And Ward 4, Mr. Hyatt. Yes.
Okay, Shahan. If you would, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, state your name,
I, Rob Rice,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of councilman,
for the office of councilman,
and that I support the constitutions
and I support the constitutions
of the United States
of the United States,
and the state of Missouri,
state of Missouri,
and the provisions of all the laws
provisions of all the laws
of the state
of the state
affecting cities of the third class
affecting cities of the third class
and the ordinances of the city of Waynesville.
and the ordinances of the city of Waynesville.
I shall faithfully conduct myself
I shall faithfully conduct myself
in office
in office
and respect the confidences
and respect the confidences
and information
information
which comes to my possession.
which comes to my possession.
Thank you.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Take a picture. Thanks. You take your seat where your name's at.
repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Sean A. Wilson,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of mayor,
for the office of mayor,
and that I support the constitutions
and I support the constitutions
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of Missouri,
and the state of Missouri,
the provisions of all the laws
the provisions of all the laws
of the state
affecting
cities of the third class,
affecting cities of the third class,
and the ordinances of the city of Waynesville.
and the ordinances of the city of Waynesville.
I shall faithfully conduct myself
I shall faithfully conduct myself
in office
in office
and respect the confidences
and respect the confidences
and information
and information
which comes into my possession.
which comes into my possession.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Take a picture.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
All right, at this time, we do have an action that we need to perform. It is the election of the Mayor Pro Tem. So at this time, I'll entertain a nomination for the Mayor Pro Tem from the council.
Amanda?
You nominate Amanda.
Yeah. Councilman Corn?
Any other nominations? Anyone second that nomination?
Second.
Second by Mr. Farnum. All right. And there are no other nominations? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilman Farnum?
Yes.
Councilman Hicks?
Yes.
Councilman Hyatt?
Yes.
Councilman Rice?
Yes.
Councilman Hayden?
Yes.
Councilman Bland?
Yes.
Councilwoman Corn?
Yes.
Okay, our next order of business is we have the committee appointments. If you take a look at those committee appointments, I'll entertain a motion to approve the committee appointments as proposed. Yeah, it should be in your package.
Back here.
Okay. Mr. Ward's it back.
Who it is?
2/3.
She gave me a copy, so.
Mayor, I make a motion to accept these as written.
Okay. Got a motion by Mr. Farnum, second. Second by Mr. Rice. Discussion. No discussion? All right, by a show of hands, show you approve. All right. I looked down there at first time, I was like, okay. Same sign if you do not approve. Good. I didn't see, did his hand come up?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So moved. And this is the point where we'll have council comments, and I'll start with the Mayor Pro Tem. Councilwoman Corinne.
It's been a whirlwind. I can't believe we are already almost almost out of April, like, how in the third week already? I want to say welcome. Welcome to the new city council. I'm excited for what we can do. This is going to be great. Congratulations, Sean. There are no words to express how important you are to everybody in this community, even to those that don't know you're important to them. So I appreciate everything that you've done and continue to do every day. So thank you.
Thank you.
I wasn't here last month to say my goodbyes, so sir, it has been a pleasure. I will miss sitting next to you. I will miss seeing you, having conversations. I hope this doesn't mean that you're going to become a stranger and I don't run into you. So lots of love. Thank you for everything you've done.
Mr. Blaine?
I'd like to extend one more to the crews that did the cleanup, and they did an awesome job, not just the police department. I mean, just all the.
Turn your mic on. Yeah, we can get that.
I'd like to extend a thank you to the people of the community that did the cleanup. It goes beyond just the police department, and I mean, there were EMSs running out, and it was chaos. I was listening to it on the scanner, and it was those boys. They do. Everybody deserves a big hand for that. Anyway, I'd like to acknowledge that it goes beyond just the police department.
Thank you, Mr. Blaine, and welcome to the team. We're glad to have you. Mr. Rice?
Yes, I want to welcome the two new Ryans to the council. Glad to have you here. I want to thank everybody for voting for me and all the people working for me. I appreciate that. Some people had some signs up for me that helped out. Appreciate that. I want to also say goodbye from the council to Councilman Ed Connell. Learned a lot from you from the utility meetings. Going to miss you. We hope we can carry on. And congratulations, Mayor, on your. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Hyatt?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Ed Conley. I've also learned a lot from you. I've enjoyed meeting with you. You're an intricate part of our team. I know you've been here for 18 years, I believe. Did a lot for the city. And you are very appreciated. And I would also like to send out a thank you to the city employees for all your hard work during the storm cleanup, and to John and the mayor and everybody. And also welcome to the new team members. Glad to have you on board. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Hyatt. Mr. Hicks?
Obviously a new experience for me, but I'm very excited for it. And just grateful to be here for the opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you for volunteering and stepping up to come and help the community. And I'll hold Mr. Farnham for last. I want to go and revisit Mr. Hayden. Can you hear me?
I can indeed. I just, I would echo what everyone else said about the city workers. I watched a lot of it and I was absolutely stunned at how well everything went together. And then I think that says a lot about John. You know, he's the reason that things work so smoothly, I believe. I might be wrong, but that's what I believe. I would also like to welcome everybody, new and returning. I'm still the new guy as well, so I look forward to learning along with everyone else and serving the city. And finally, thanks to Michelle and Miriam for setting up this Zoom call for me.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hayden. Mr. Farnham.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank Mr. Conley and his wife. About 35 years ago, my young son crashed his bicycle over there by their house and hit his head on the curbing. And they got the necessary help for my son to get to the ambulance, to get to the helipad at the old hospital. Remember being up there, Ed? And they flew that boy to Columbia. You have to excuse me. Well, that boy is getting ready to have his 47th birthday in about a week. And it hadn't been Conley's feeling up yet. I'm going to miss Mr. Conley. I'm going to miss Cecil. Cecil was the fireball. You know. I am glad that Don got my favorite committee to set on, so he can take care of the airport for me. And I look forward to the upcoming year, the things that we can get done for the citizens' way. So, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Farnum. First, I'd like to cover something here, something I wanted to establish that's a little new for us tonight. And each council member has a copy of this oath, the Athenian Oath. I want to kind of share a little bit about it. And it really expresses our responsibility as council members and even us as citizens. I wanted us to kind of recite this together. If I can get the city clerk to lead us through that. But you want to read through it and then we'll go through it as a group.
We will never bring disgrace on this our city by an act of dishonesty or cowardice. We will fight for the ideals and sacred things of the city, both alone and with many. We will revere and obey the city's laws, and will do our best to incite a like reverence and respect in those above us who are prone to annul them or set them at naught. We will strive unceasingly to quicken the public sense of civic duty. Thus, in all these ways, we will transmit this city not only, not less, but greater and more beautiful than it was transmitted to us.
The reason why I wanted us to impose that, I wanted most of our councilmen, we already lived this, but I wanted the citizens to know what drives us, because it's important for you to understand that we care about what we're doing. We're trying to be fair and impartial when enforcing standards. We work together as a team. Indirectly, I and every council member enforces the rules and the ordinances with our city. But with an extended hand, we have our guys that go out and actually are on the ground and they have the direct contact with the citizens. Our peace officers, anyone that is going out to enforce codes, they are just doing what we call them to do, and we're all called to abide by our ordinances and enforce those standards to the highest degree. We don't use our positions for anything other than for preserving public safety for all of our citizens, and that means all of them. So when I found this, and actually this was through a course that I took with y'all organization. It was a leadership course, and when I found that, I actually purchased this book. It was talking about the 4 dimensions of leadership, and I really gravitated towards it because it expresses what a servant is supposed to be in leadership, and that's what we are. We're politicians by name, but we're not political in nature. That means that we do what's right regardless of who it is. So I'm not interested in somebody's name. It's just what's the standard. And we owe that to every citizen. So what I would invite everyone to do tonight as we're led through reading this is something that was read to all those, I think, in Athens, and when they turned 17, all the males would read this as a charge to them going out into the community and being part of our of society. And I think this is a call for every citizen to be able to say and stand and say that they're going to do, because definitely it's just not the council here that's responsible for keeping peace and good order. It's everybody's responsibility. It is a community responsibility to share information. It's a community responsibility to help out your neighbor. It's a community responsibility to maintain our property and to respect other people's property. So when we see something wrong, we should be reporting it. So this is something that I believe that we all need to be reminded of, but I want you to understand that this is what our heart and our desire is to live by this oath. With that being said, if you want to join us in repeating this, we welcome everybody that's here to say it because it's a responsibility for us all. Madam Clerk, we'll all stand if you're able to.
We will never bring disgrace on this our city by an act of dishonesty or cowardice. We will fight for the ideals and sacred things of our city, both alone and with many. We will revere and obey the city's laws and will do our best to incite a like reverence and respect in those above us who are prone to annul them or set them at naught. We will strive unceasingly to quicken the public sense of civic duty. Thus, in all these ways, we will transmit this city not only, not less, but greater and more beautiful than it was transmitted to us.
Thank you. You may be seated. I just want to share a few more notes this evening. I wanted to recognize our high school students. Riley O'Donnell, Damon Plotner, Ava Fajan. Thank you for that. Did I say it right? There you go. All right. And Manny Jones, I want to say thank you. And make sure you get with me after this. I want to present you with a city coin because I know this is the end of the school year. And we may or may not see you at the next meeting, but I want to say thank you for your support with the Waynesville TV crew, as they always do a great and wonderful job throughout the year. And then also, I want to thank everybody that has imposed their confidence in me for serving a 4-year term as the mayor of the city of Waynesville. I am here to serve everybody. I don't care if you didn't vote for me, I'm still going to work for you. We adjourn.